Okay, we are here at Harden doing a young rider clinic, and I have had the good fortune of running into Rod McQueen here. And he's going to give us this pitch that he tells us when he's sitting on an airplane and someone sits down next to him, and he says to them, "What do you do for a living?" And Rod says,
"A lot of things." Thanks, Ben. Good to be here. Yeah, I do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm a person that likes to keep busy.
Yeah.
Can't sit still very long, and a very active mind. So school was a bit of a challenge. But horses were a way that, for some reason, it just gave me something to do. So now I show jump full time.
Yeah.
I've started coaching a lot in the last few years, and it's becoming quite busy, which is good. Really enjoy that. I have a small retail business where I import horse bits from the Netherlands.
Yep.
And that goes really well. I also sell saddles as well. Yeah, what else?
Pretty full life.
Pretty full on.
Full life.
Yeah.
So you found from doing horses that actually was your calm place, quiet place.
That's right. I was
intriguing place.
Yeah, I did year 12, finished year 12. During my high school, I was always riding. And school sport at my school was compulsory.
Okay.
I was lucky to have a co-curricular gentleman that he saw what I was doing outside of school was actually really positive.
Yep.
So if I wasn't in a basketball, cricket team, rugby or soccer team, I was
doing that.
Competing, and then I ended up doing like school. Like I come to think, okay, I've been at this competition.
Yep.
In those days, we didn't have inter-school competition.
Yes. Yeah.
So I'd just be at a competition, whether it was an ag show, and then I'd come back and this is how we went.
Yep.
And on the final day of year 12, I actually took my horse to school and jumped the horse on the main oval in front of the whole school.
Oh, how cool!
It's pretty cool. Yeah. In the eastern suburbs, that was something that hadn't really been done before. And then left school, did a plumbing degree.
Yep.
And I did it for almost 6 years, and then I got ill, so I couldn't do that anymore.
Yep.
And I was off for about 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then in that time, I realised I want to focus on horses.
Yeah.
And someone actually said that to me. As soon as you start talking about horses, it just
yeah, especially if
so your heart rate changes.
Yeah.
But no, it was and then I knew anyways from a young person with the experience, the people I was around, that it's an industry, it is a lifestyle.
Yep.
So you've got to be able to support that, whether it's something you do out. But I just wanted to do it all the time.
Yep.
So I sort of came up with a way that, okay, how can I keep doing this for a long time?
Yep.
And it can support itself.
And
so having multiple little ways of doing that.
So as a coach, and we're here at a young riding clinic, what exercises do you like to do with students?
So the biggest one in the beginning, I'd probably do the most, especially with people I haven't taught before.
Yep.
But it's also good to touch back on with people I have taught before, because it might be a while between seeing them.
Yep.
Two poles on the ground in a straight line. It can be 5 strides apart, 6 strides apart, 4 strides apart, 3 strides apart. I can just start with 2.
Yep.
And it's something I tell them, all the students, they can do at home. You don't have to jump every day.
Yeah.
But just practice that idea of, for your eye, am I traveling in the right direction? Is the horse responding? Can I ask the horse questions in between the poles to maybe add a stride or cut out a stride? And then you can raise them into being small jumps, like small cavalettis. You can add a third one in.
Yep.
So like this weekend, day 1 we did it. Yesterday I added in a third pole. Today we're going to do it again. Just so they
consolidate.
They realise already day 2 how much easier the horse listens.
Yeah. And it's really amazing, because students and parents often think you're going to come up with a magic formula. It's so simple things that make such a big difference. You simple basics over and over again.
That's right. And you'll find YouTube videos, that sort of thing. Some of the best riders in the world. That's what they still practice.
Over and over.
Rideability.
Not putting too much pressure on the horse.
Exactly.
All that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Really good.
Yep.
Really good.
Trying to get that message through to especially younger people who want to jump big and want to jump bigger is difficult.
And we've all been there as kids where you want to jump big and want to jump big.
Absolutely. And there's a time for that. But this sport, you're in this sport for a long time if it's a sport you choose. So learn everything you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then keep it simple.
That's right.
It's a funny thing. Like you
That's hard.
learn everything you can and then keep it simple. That's so. In that way, we said before. Like, so what's your favorite saying as a coach, or something that you've heard that you like saying to students or hearing from a coach that really resonates?
So in terms of the speed that some riders think they have to travel, especially at the lower grades, some things I some say to kids and that sort of they get it. When you jump a jump and then or if you're in a hurry to a jump, it's like it looked like you came out of that corner or you jumped that jump and then you went to the next one like you just robbed a bank and you just had to get out of there. That's what it looked like. Yeah. So, and that makes sense. That's quite funny. Yeah, that makes sense. But and one that we've touched on before is don't always be trapped into coming to a turn. Take the first option you see.
You're so excited to see it. You just want to take it.
And again, if you can learn that at a young age, I wasn't exposed to that till probably like my early 20s.
Totally. That is a good one to have.
Obviously, the idea is to allow the horse to travel forward, but there's going to be times when a course builder will build you a short line and a long line, and if you come in to a short line with a long canter, it's going to be a bit messy, a little bit difficult. So,
understanding the stronger the counter is, the more you have up your sleeve in terms of a variation, which is sort of what you said before in terms of what you wish you knew earlier.
That's right.
That's probably one of the big ones.
Understanding
you have adaptability within
and
the
that pole exercise. You stretch that pole exercise out to 9 strides.
Yeah.
And then come in and just plonk 2 down a fair way apart, canter in what you think's a normal canter, and then go right. Now I'm going to do 1 less, and now I'm going to do 1 more, and now I'm going to do 3 less, or 3 more, and it's all about as you come on your approach. You've already set the canter for what you think you need. The feeling underneath you, and then you just maintain it. The poles are there as a guide to tell you.
Got it.
Have you got that feeling correct of that stride length for what you want?
No, totally.
And it takes a long time. It takes a long time to develop it. I think it's still developing that.
Hours in the saddle. That's what it's all about.
That's it.
Hours in the saddle. So horses, what are they? What ones have you gone? Wow, that horse taught me a lesson. Or what horse do you just go? I just love this horse.
So I suppose that's the beauty of this sport in a way. It's a hard thing to get your head around, but the beauty of it is, like you asked me before, what do I wish I knew earlier? It would be all of it, because if I had
the sum of everything.
If I had the horse that I had growing up, I had her for 12 years, bought her as a 2-year-old, ended up jumping her in my first World Cup qualifiers. She's a great horse. But along that way, it was not pretty because I wasn't educated. I wasn't knowing what I was doing. I think that having that horse now with what I knew now, and most horse people will say that. You'll be like, but that's how you learn.
A horse comes along when it comes.
That's right. That didn't work. Let's try something else.
We've all had those ones that you go, I wish I'd had this horse at a different time. Because I would have known so much better. But others where you go, that horse had to ignore me for a little bit because I didn't know enough.
That's it.
It saved me.
It
saved me. And it is, at the end of the day, that's the beauty of our sport. It's a partnership, with a non-verbal animal that, is it going to be generous? Is it going to be giving? Are we going to be understanding? All those beautiful things about horses.
That's it.
So as a bit person, speaking of horses, what do you think is the most misunderstood bit that people reach for or don't reach for, importantly sometimes? Because especially with our sport in jumping, like we have a much broader selection than most other sports in terms of bits we can use.
Sure.
But then that also comes with a little bit more responsibility.
That's right. So the two that I'll probably mention, one being and again I realised this when there was that shift of where I was originally training and then went elsewhere, and let's just try this, and went back to a simple egg butt snaffle.
Oh, okay.
And then from probably since then, it's been, well, let's put everything in that. And you know, most horses should be able to, especially ridden on the flat in a snaffle.
Yes.
And teach it what you want it to learn in that. And then it might be, okay, it doesn't like a single joint, so let's go to a three-piece.
Yep. Yeah.
It might not like that action, so let's go to three. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
so is it not understanding the bit, but it's more
understanding what the horse? Yeah, but see, that's from an educated.
Yeah.
So a person that's had experience. So if you've had no experience, right? Yes, obviously you need someone eyes on the ground telling you a little bit about what you're doing as the rider till you're educated in that way. So in terms of the rider's hands, that's an ongoing. That's the hardest thing to perfect, I think.
Yes. Well, one thing how the bit's reacting to the horse, but then how the rider's reacting to that, and also the emotional baggage.
Sure, yeah.
Because there's not just what you're doing physically; it's how you're emotionally reacting.
That's right, and using other parts of your body, like your seat. Are you mistakenly telling it to go forward from your seat?
That's
and why is it?
Yeah,
you know, we'll get
where
up
you see a rider pushing,
get up out of the saddle, and then ask it to slow down, see what happens.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Which most people misunderstand.
And the other thing is probably. Especially with this, the brand of bit that I'm bringing to Australia, it's getting people to understand. Oh, they think the horse is strong, or this or that. Let's go harder, or harsher bit.
Harsher, yeah. The classic.
This is flips it and goes softer, so it's a softer material because, and in a way, yes, it's part of it's to do with the rider's hands. But if you've got a sensitive horse, and you go to tape the horse's mouth, and it's sort of like. Isn't comfortable with you doing that.
Yeah.
As soon as you put a softer bit in, you do that, and the horse sort of almost doesn't know it's happening.
Yeah, you almost have that bigger conversation space.
That's right. And you can go, oh, I used to be able to do that, and think, oh, I couldn't do it. And now it's like, oh, I actually can feel the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big part of it, and that's a big part of what I say to people is find a mouthpiece the horse is comfortable with.
Yeah, that you can actually have.
And just walk, trot, canter on the flat in.
Yep.
And then to jump, if it gets a little bit, she likes the mouthpiece, but it gets a little bit strong, then you change the cheek piece.
Yes.
So in terms of misunderstood bit, Pelham is a big one because they think, oh, Pelham, oh, that's harsh. Well, not necessarily. What's in the mouthpiece?
Yes.
So if it's got a soft rubber mouthpiece, like
yeah.
That's what that is around really, and then you make adjustments. The horse almost doesn't notice, and it's not so react to it, and that's then going to change the way the horse is going to jump.
Yeah, but of almost anything that we sometimes do in terms of gear, like the bit is one of the most holistic things that we do because it's not just about what the bit is.
Yep.
It's what the horse, what the rider's past is.
Yeah.
If the horse they've had before has run away from them all the time, and this one's just a touch strong, and then they're panicking,
doing too much. That's right.
Like all that sort of stuff you have to unpack sometimes.
That's it. Yep.
It's not just that moment of. Oh, he feels a bit strong. What will happen next?
Sure.
Well, actually, this one will take a breath and he'll be okay.
Yeah.
But if I don't understand that, I can't give in that moment.
That's where you need eyes on the ground. Eyes on the ground help
that's
through that point. But generally, the idea is go softer and just keep it back. Simple leg butt snaffle.
And that's funny when you see a parent, especially a parent, which is watching their child going, I'm not sure if my child's okay. And you're saying, in that sense, I actually think you should go a little softer here. And their brain's going,
how's that going to
I'm
work?
worried about my child's safety.
Yeah. And the horse almost relaxes.
Yes.
That's why I see a lot. The horse almost relaxes. I've seen it here this weekend.
Yeah.
With someone, and they've tried one.
Yeah.
And the horse is just starting to relax a bit when she asks us the simple questions of, okay, I need to take their mouth at some point to pick my speed to go get around that corner. To go to that pole.
Yeah, totally.
Or to make an adjustment between that pole and that pole.
Yeah. No, it is. So, what re-energizes you? What's the best time of the day? What's outside horses?
I don't get to do it a lot, but I grew up on the beach. I love to surf.
Yeah.
Love the ocean.
Yeah.
I try and do it as much as I can.
Yeah.
But with the industry we're in, it's pretty 7 days a week. But the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean's
surfing, that sort of thing.
Is it the wave itself or the time in the ocean?
Just in salt water. Like I go in there in winter and just get in the ocean. just the
buoyancy, is that part of it as well?
Look, I'm not
the motion?
Yeah. I don't know. I think more when you're swimming. I think just diving under waves and body bashing a bit.
Okay.
That sort of thing of it.
Yeah. Using your body in a different way,
Yeah,
feeling
but definitely the salt water.
Yeah.
And then when you're surfing, I stand up paddle as well.
Oh, okay.
Catch waves on that.
Oh, really?
It's a bit of fun, yeah. But that's just if there's no surf, you can still be on the water.
Yeah.
Bit of exercise, jump in the water, get back on.
Yeah. Got to be.
But I've always grown up in the beach, so it's one of those things that sticks with you.
Yeah.
Went through a phase of getting in the cold pool.
I love that. Went for a phase.
The ice, yeah.
It's one of those things. It's hard to stay.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay in that routine. You sort of come in and out a little bit, but it's one of those things in life where you go, I know this is good for me, and I should do it this time. Just keep the hot water on just a bit longer. Yeah. I've had a long day.
That's right.
But if I do turn the hot water, that will make me feel better.
That will, yeah.
But I'll just keep the hot water a little bit longer.
No, it's one of those mental things, definitely.
Yeah.
Not. When you're thinking, I probably shouldn't do it, we probably should do it.
Yeah, that's the time we should do it. There's so many things in life that where the time that you're thinking, my brain doesn't want to do it.
That's when you've got to do it. Get comfortable, be uncomfortable.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So last question. Favorite horse rider to watch?
There's a few. We watch a lot of, me and my partner Jess, we watch a lot of jumping overseas.
Yep.
The top level of the sport. Obviously the recent Paris Games and international competitions, whether it's 2-star competition or whether it's the Nations Cup final or World Cup final. It's a good question. It's a very good question.
The trouble for you is you watch too many.
Watch too many. Yeah.
Any particular round that you've really loved?
You can't. I think anyone who watches international sport, you watch Marcus Enning, right?
Yeah.
There's a round that he did when he rode a horse called Coronado. Actually had one eye. Had an eye taken out.
Oh, that's right.
It was still a Grand Prix horse. Came back and jumped Grand Prix. It was at Lyon. He didn't win, but it was just it looked like it was 1.10 m. And I say that a lot. Like when you watch those good riders ride 1.60 m, it looks like they're riding 1.10 m. But see, they're riding that level week in, week out on multiple horses. So it's just another round. So,
and that's when people do that comparison and go, why can't it be like that? It's on a different level. It's a big step up.
But
consistency in Paris.
Marcus is an amazing rider to watch in terms of his position and the way his horse, with invisible aids, the horse it just happens. The fences get in in his way.
Yeah.
Martin Fuchs is another one.
Yeah.
Steve Goddard. Laura Kraut for America. She's very
No, there's got
any of those.
I think that especially for young riders and juniors these days, there's so many great examples of really good riding, and what, like anything that's done well, looks effortless.
That's right.
But they've got to remember to get to be effortless. There's a lot of grind that's gone behind that.
Lot of no stirrups. A lot of no stirrups.
It looks effortless. It looks beautiful. It's just so lovely to watch. But the grind that's behind it.
Time jumping rounds and making mistakes. I said to some kids yesterday, if you come here and it's all perfect, well, what's the point?
Yeah, you're not really.
You almost want things to happen.
Show me
here, and then okay, well, I can talk you through that. But,
no, totally. Thank you so much.
Good to see you. Thank you very much, Ben.
Be good.
You too.